Part 2. Let's do this. Monterosso to Vernazza done, and now it's 1.5 hours from Vernazza through to Corniglia. So this section of the walk is generally considered less crowded than other sections. Apparently it's a bit more rugged. I've seen a lot of people recommend it. They said they really enjoyed it. It sounded like my cup of tea. And interestingly, Corniglia is the only town not directly on the sea, and it sits atop a 100-metre high cliff. So that was another thing that caught my attention. I was like, let's check that out for sure. You can see examples of those dry stone walls I mentioned in the previous video, all the way up, and how the farmers have utilised that space in between the walls. It's no wonder people in this region live to a very long age. Must be incredibly fit. So it's about 1.5 hours through, and it is from there that I will take a train to Rio Maggiore, and I'm going to attempt to do the Via dell'Amore walk, which I was just chatting to someone in the cafe that was having breakfast, and they did it and said they thought it was a bit overrated. It was just covered in people taking selfies. So yeah, it's just one opinion, I guess, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that's like. I've seen photos and it looks incredible. It's quite short as well. It's only 1 kilometre on that walk, so I'm going to do it anyway if I can, because I know they have limited time slots as to when you can get on the trail. So if I can get a time slot, I'll do it. But yeah, you'll soon find out why I'm on a bit of a time schedule. I'm actually flying to a different part of Italy tomorrow from a different country. I slept like an absolute baby last night. I ended up staying in Sestri Levante, which is, I'll put it on a map whereabouts it is, a really nice alternative option, especially if you're on a budget. I mean, I wouldn't say it's exactly cheap to stay in Sestri Levante, but it is compared to if you wanted to stay in one of these 5 villages. Another good option is La Spezia, which is also close by. Originally I was going to go there, but Sestri Levante just happened to work better for my route, and also I really wanted to check out the Bay of Silence there. So yeah, check out my Sestri Levante video. Hello, incline, my old friend. Wow, look at that. A zigzag all the way to the top. So after we've finished up in Rio Maggiore today, Manarola, I'll be heading right up towards the Italian-French border to Ventimiglia. And I'll be staying there for the night, as in the morning I am flying from Nice in France down to Sardinia, where I will be meeting my mum and dad. It's their wedding anniversary, they're celebrating out there. Quick breather. But what they don't know is that my brother, who has been living in Australia for nearly 2 years, is also coming out to Sardinia to surprise them. So yeah, that'll be a nice little reunion. I'll go more into the reason I'm decided to fly from France, as opposed to just staying in Italy and paying a bit more like a sensible human. I'll go into that in my next video, the one after probably. We're still climbing. Funnily enough, just met a couple there from Perth, and they knew where Alex had been living. Small world. I tell you what, I'm glad I ordered that Colazione del Campione. I'm gonna need the fuel. Now I believe this is a little snack bar, little drinks hut, refreshment stand, whatever you want to call it, but it's not open yet because we're so early. That would have been perfect. It would be nice to get a little lemonade or something like that with that as your view. I know I mentioned it in my last video way too many times, but again, cannot stress how nice this walk smells. The way I can describe it is if you've ever been into Botanic Gardens and you go inside the greenhouse and there's just a lovely, like, lush, fragrant, earthy smell. That's just what it smells like all the time. And then occasionally you get a lovely breeze come in that just, and you can smell like the sea air is just literally heaven on earth. Oh wow, you can see cherries on that tree. I think we may have found a little bar. There you go, 1.6k, 40 minutes. I think we've done that. Whoa, there you go. As mentioned earlier, it's not sea level, it's raised on top of that cliff. So there'll be some interesting vistas from up there. Actually a farm shop, wow. Oh, some fresh juice. I'm glad I followed my gut and came back down. Some local fruit juice. Pretty breathtaking. Now, it'll be interesting to see what the approach is. Oh, I think you can actually see the rest of the trail over there. So we seem to descend a little bit, and then there's a bit of an incline up that side of the cliff. It looks really nice town. The fact it's like sat on top of that cliff is really something. I've never really seen anything like it before, to be honest. The only place I can sort of compare it to that I've been to is Madeira, in the sense of buildings like being built in, you know, upon cliff faces and stuff. They just like made it work really well there. It's just made the most of the land, even though the terrain is as difficult as it gets. So it's picked up in terms of people passing me by, but still pretty quiet. Look at those trees up there, growing up, almost growing diagonally. Also, I feel very privileged to be blessed by the weather today. Literally couldn't be any better. Like, that breeze is gorgeous. It's not too hot, but literally perfect. Amidst all the praise for the weather though, I'm very appreciative of this little shaded spot. It's nice and timely as that. It's just starting to get a bit hot. So that's where we came from, over there. I don't know if you can just see the path, and I pointed this section out. So I think there's an incline up here. So I don't think we're too far away. Maybe like 15-20 minutes. If you've seen my past videos, you'll see how terrible I am with predictions. So it's probably going to be longer than that, but no, I think it will, because I had that signpost back at the farm shop as a nice reminder. So I think it will be 15-20 minutes.
4 to 6 days later.
Fuji. Just had to pop a bit more sun cream on there and switch the SD card because it was full. Oh, we got a helicopter. Yeah, there's a lot more people coming the other direction. Not too far to go now. And then we get the train down to Rio Maggiore and attempting to do the Via della More there, which in comparison to the last two sections of the walk, it's a breeze really from the looks of it. 1 kilometre, and it looks pretty flat as well. Nice tropical section here. There's nothing more I would love than a waterfall to jump in at this part now. Oh wow, actually sounds fairly impressive as well. But I think we may have just reached the end of this section. We're just up here, we'll have a walk around the town, see what we can find before heading to the train station. So that's where we started, and then that's where we are. So these are what the checkpoints look like, and they just check your tickets basically, and I think you can buy them from there as well. And they just seem to be at the entrance point to the walk, although the Vernazza one was a fair chunk of the way into it. It's a bit nicer than the Welcome to Bradford sign. So we're just heading up to the Stazione station to get the train to Rio Maggiore now. I mean, as far as scenic train stations go, that's got to be up there, hasn't it? So this seems like a pretty good place to end it. Thank you so much for watching, and join me in my next video when I'll be getting the train through to Rio Maggiore and then completing the Via della More, Path of Lovers, from Rio Maggiore to Manarola. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you soon.